Welcome to the Keep Calm and Jingle On Christmas Planning Challenge. This is challenge number 6, and it's all about Christmas savings and expenses. Hey everyone, I'm Chris Ann, Christmas coach and founder of Christmas Organizing, and I'll be your guide to planning for your Christmas this year. I invite you to subscribe to this YouTube channel and hit that notification bell so you won't miss out on any Christmas tips or ideas. And if you like this video, please consider giving it a thumbs up and share it with anyone you think that can benefit from this channel. Finally, if you have any questions, please post a comment below and I will answer you back. So today we're going to be talking about Christmas savings and expenses, and it's one of the foundations of Christmas planning. Foundations are so important, from house foundations, even at Christmas. When you put up a Christmas tree, we use a stand. That's its foundation. You don't always think about it, but it's such an important aspect to decorate the tree beautifully. Just like that, we also must prepare a foundation for our Christmas planning. This includes Christ-centered Christmas, Christmas calendar, Christmas savings and expenses, and your Christmas organizing notebook. Today, we're going to talk about Christmas savings and expenses. But first, we're going to talk about Christmas savings. You know, Christmas is one time a year that many people just overspend. So it's so important to identify some ways to save for and to save during the Christmas season. Let's look at our first question we need to answer. What's your savings goal? How much money do you need for Christmas this year? At the end of this, when we talk about expenses, you're going to guesstimate how much you want to spend in each thing, and you're going to compare it to your savings goal and to see how much you plan on spending versus how much you think that it's going to cost you. So the first thing I want to do is I want to talk to you about some different areas that you can save money and ways that you can save money. So first are gifts, ways to save. Do family gifts, do games, puzzles, things that is one gift that everybody can share. Spread the joy gifts. So just gifts that you would give, that's something that you love, that maybe you already have, and it can be handed down. Also, gifts from the heart, letters, picture books, things that take time but not necessarily cost a lot of money. One thing is like to compile a recipe book with recipes and pictures from someone who is gone, especially if you have the recipes in their handwriting, would be awesome. You can create books up and send them over to Walgreens and have them printed. You can even have the people pick them up at their Walgreens, and for like $1, you can even buy a sleeve that it goes into, so it's wrapped. And if you watch, coupons for those at Walgreens come out all the time. All right, the next area is baking. So my tips on this, and you know, in your book, fill out different things that you think of so that it kind of reminds you of how to do it. And when I talk about the book, I'm talking about the Christmas Planning 101 book. And so you can either buy it from Amazon or you can download it from Etsy. And if you're a Candy Cane Club member on Patreon, you have access to the downloadable book for no additional cost than your membership. And membership started $1. But one of the things with baking is to buy on sale. So watch for those things that you need. That's why we need to make out our lists in advance so that you can watch for things to go on sale. You can also buy in bulk. Even if you don't use it all, find somebody else who's going to be baking and stuff, and maybe buy a big thing of flour and split it up. I've done that before and it works out really great. Streamline your baking items. By streamlining baking items, don't have 25 different things that take unique ingredients and stuff. Find things that take the same type of ingredients. For example, I want to make black bottoms this year. Well, my fudge takes chocolate chips. Black bottoms take chocolate chips. I can make chocolate chip cookies. I can make chocolate marshmallows with chocolate chips on it. For hot chocolate, there's just all kinds of different things to use the chocolate chips with that can really help me streamline, instead of having one that takes chocolate chips and one that takes butterscotch chips and da 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 da. So that's kind of a good way to do that. Make sure you order your unique items early. That's another way to save. If you wait till the last minute, you may find that the demand has gone up and you can't find it at the lower price store that you normally get it at, and you have to order it online or go to a more expensive store to buy it. So that's really important to order those items early. All right, decorating. How can we save in decorating? Well, greenery trimmings are some of the best things. If you have neighbors or you yourself have trees, evergreens, hollies, magnolias, anything that you could cut and trim off and put inside with your artificial, or to just use this totally for your decorating, then that's a great money saver. If you have friends that have trees like that, just ask them, hey, can I come trim your trees up a little bit so I can get some? Chances are they're not going to say no, or they'll be like, oh, hey, I'll trim it and leave it out here for you. Buying a tree at the last minute. Now, we've talked about the 12 days of Christmas, so Christmas doesn't actually start until Christmas Day. But most people are getting rid of their trees, their live trees, for really reduced prices if they're still around towards the end of as it leads up to December 25th. So one really great thing to do is to just wait to put up a live tree. Maybe you have multiple trees in your house, and a live tree is a final addition to that. One year I did that, and I was able to get our tree for free. Our local grocery store just had a sign that said free, take them. It was like December 23rd or so. Took it, got a tree, pushed it in the car, and away we went. So another thing to do to save with decorating is to start with a fresh plain wreath and then add the items yourself, maybe out of your extra decorations or something. Instead of buying one that's already all foo-fooed up, just start with a plain one and you foo-foo it up. So that's a good double dipping there. All right. Entertaining. All right. This is a favorite of mine, but not everybody all over the world or all over the US agree with this, but having a potluck party. Have a party and ask people to bring things. Maybe you have the ham or the main dish, a turkey or something like that, and you have everybody else bring things that go along with that, and then you fill in where there's not, where you might be needed. Have a dessert party. Desserts are cheaper a lot of times to make than a full meal. So just have a dessert and drink party and let people come after they go to dinner and stuff. Have it start like at 8 o'clock so they've had time to go and eat and things. Borrow things that you need, dishes, appliances, things like that. That can really save on money instead of you going out and buying it. All right, travel. I cannot say this enough. Book early. So as planes fill up, as hotels fill up, as cruise ships fill up, whatever, the prices tend to go up. And a lot of hotels and things are still not to 100% occupancy. So that is, you have less even inventory before they start making the prices go up. Travel by car. That is, that a lot of times can be less expensive than taking planes and things, even when you factor in hotels and food on the road. And I would say when you're traveling by car, another tip to save money is to take your food with you, like pack a lunch like you used to do in the olden days. Stop at a rest area. There's picnic tables there and just enjoy a meal. Now, if you're traveling by car, I highly recommend that you get AAA Premier because it will actually cover, if your car breaks down, it can help you get get things fixed or get to a repair shop, but it will also cover things like a hotel room or transportation back home, different things like that. Read about that AAA Premier and the trip insurance that comes with that. And then trip insurance as a whole. I am a travel agent also. And one of the things that I cannot stress enough is to get trip insurance. You never know what's going to happen, and it may not be to you, maybe to somebody else, and that affects you. I one time was stranded in Orlando in January for a week because it was snowing. It didn't snow in Orlando, it was snowing everywhere else, including Atlanta. Couldn't get in or out of Orlando for a week because everything backed up from that snowfall where they were backed up for a whole day of not flying. So you just never know. And because I had trip insurance, it covered hotel, car rental, food, covered everything except for my self-service laundry. Go figure. But at least got the bulk of things, and it was one less thing I had to worry about. All right. Another way to save is for December dinners. These can be a lifesaver for your budget because if you have meals already made ahead or already have it planned out, then you're less likely to go out to eat. Have you gone to McDonald's lately to see how much it costs per person? I want to say it's like $7 or $8. I don't eat at McDonald's per se, but it's $7 or $8 just for a fast food restaurant for one person. So that's $15. You know how good of a hamburger you can make for $15? And you can make them up ahead of time. Make up a whole bunch of them and cook them almost done and put them in baggies and put them in the freezer. And then when you get them out and you reheat them up, it'll finish cooking and they will be awesome. All right, so that's make ahead meals. You can make double recipes and stuff in November and put them into the freezer so they're there for December. Another thing, and I know in one way this you'd be going, but that costs me, I have to pay people to do a tip, is Instacart. Yes, you do tip the people for going and buying your groceries. And if you are not part of their service, you will have to pay a delivery charge. But even with the tip and the delivery charge, a lot of times you still will come out better on the cost because you don't impulse buy. And that can help your budget during December, is to not go, oh, that looks really good, and pick it up and put it in your buggy. Another is meal services. All these meal services, if you haven't tried them yet, they all offer some really great deals, half price off of meals, or, a really reduced price. So try some of those meal programs and meal services and let those kind of fill in for your dinners during December. Dinner sharing. If you and a friend each can make like a lasagna and one of you, and you double it and you give each other, you split it up with each other, or you make a whole one, you only need a half, give them the other half, and they make something that they're good at and half it with you, that can really help. All right. Donations. Save your coins. Just have a cup, a coffee mug or something, like my little jingle bell cup here. And just anytime you have extra coins, just plop them down in that. You can also use programs that you can earn for charities. For instance, our Kroger we shop at, you can actually select a local charity, and a portion of your bill, what you spend at Kroger, goes to them. Now, while you may only be contributing $1 here and $1 there, when lots of people do that, it really adds up. So that's a really great thing. And then, of course, time. You can donate time versus money for your donations. All right. Christmas cards. Here's a biggie. Hand deliver if you can. But do not put them in mailboxes without a stamp. That is against federal law, and they will come and hunt you down and charge you. So do not put them in the mailbox, but do hand deliver them. if you're, go up, knock on the door, say Merry Christmas, hand them, go for a visit, call them up and say, hey, can I come visit? Or slide them in the door, something like that. But hand deliver them if you can. If your church has a mailbox system, then deliver them to the mailbox system where people can come in and pick them up. All right. Take one of your cards to the post office before mailing it. This will help you avoid extra expenses for either you or your recipient. So the cards have to be a certain size and a certain thickness and all of this stuff. And you don't want to show up at the post office and be totally surprised that all of your cards are going to cost you, an extra 60 cents or something because you had one too many sheets of paper in there. You can adjust beforehand if you just know what to do. All right. Make your cards. So it's really easy to make cards if you have the supplies and stuff. You can buy envelopes at any office supply store or on Amazon. They can really be cost effective, especially if you're a crafter or you can do things on the computer and do graphic design. So that's really a good way to do. All right, other ways to save money. Consider using Survey or other services where you can earn free gift cards to use for gifts or other Christmas expenses. Even my cell phone, we have Verizon, and the plan that I'm on, every month I can get a $5 gift card. Hey, I get it for Amazon, and then I can put that aside. I can either give that gift card as a gift to somebody else, or I can use it to rack them up and to use it kind of as a little savings account by putting it on my Amazon account and then buying gifts as I need them. So there's all kinds of ways to do that. Just make sure you kind of check it out and make sure it's the legit one. Okay, now we're going to talk about our expenses. Because now that we've discussed ways to save money, we have to list out our actual expenses in each category along with the amount that you plan to spend. There is a form for that in the book. And so you will do that in all the categories that we just talked about so you can get a good idea of what you would like to spend in there. Okay. Let's see. Next is using your Planning 101 book. Make a list of your anticipated expenses in each category, including the amount you plan to spend. When you add up all the categories, you'll have your total for the season. It can add up quickly, and this will allow you to make adjustments as needed. So there's all the different categories we just talked about. And if you have other categories, add that in, but that can really give you a good overall picture of what you will possibly be spending. And then last, I want you to make a list of Christmas-related items that you've already purchased for this year. And next to each item, write in the amount you spent. This will help you as you look at your other expenses. I'm so sorry. Excuse me. I'm sneezing. And then next to each item, write in the amount that you spent. All right. Now we are at the end, and this is your challenge. A recap here. We want to write down ideas of different ways to save money in each of the different categories for Christmas. And then we want to write down the expenses and the amount you plan to spend in each category. Use the expenses page to write down anything you've already purchased for the Christmas year and also how much you spent on it. So those are your challenges for this video. And as we say, keep calm and jingle on.